Well, final Chalk Talk for some time, and with the Super Bowl rolling around, I figured, well, we may as well draw something up for you guys as you take part and watch Super Sunday. And I'll tell you what stands out and what jumps out, really with any team that reaches this stage, are those same principles: players, formations, plays, and in particular with this Carolina team and Cam Newton and a run-first team, a team that's committed to winning at the line of scrimmage. You're going to really see this played out. And let me give you a couple examples here of some things you've heard over the last month. You heard Pete Carroll in preparation for Carolina say that they are the most diverse run game in the NFL to deal with. You heard Mark Schlereth on our show this week say, Brock, there are times I look at what they do in the run game and I don't even know what to call it because of how much they're able to do. But when you break it down and you quantify it in these three ways, players, formations, plays, it sure helps, I think, paint the picture for what you're going to see on Super Bowl Sunday. You start with their players, and Mike Shula does a really good job of getting all of his guys the ball in different ways, finding ways to get their tight end in ideal matchups, finding ways to get Cam Newton involved in the run game, finding ways, as in this play against the Seahawks, one of their bigger gains with Ted Ginn on an end around going on the outside, putting their players in a personnel standpoint, in a matchup, in a spacing standpoint that's favorable to them. Secondly, and this was pretty amazing, breaking down that Seahawks game, they hardly ever run the same formation twice. That's why some of that run game diversity really comes to life, because when you try to line up and you set your strength and you set your formation, man, there's a lot of little movements. There's a lot of motion. There's a lot of shifts, and they do it in an up-tempo fashion. So formationally, boy, they throw a lot at you, and then ultimately the play. And this is the one I want you to keep track of come Super Bowl Sunday, because you may not see this exact play or this exact formation, but you will see the concept, because this is what Carolina does. So they're going to line up in a bunch set. Tolbert actually shifts over before the alignment. The Seahawks come out, and when you get into a bunch, you do that to try to get that defense to declare just how they're going to cover that up. There's only so many ways you're going to cover up bunch formation, and the Seahawks are going to show and play in their nickel with Deshaun Shedd coming up, which is not unique, to take on that point man. Their strength, Cam Chancellor, coming to the strong side of that formation as well. So you get in that formation, you get that defense to declare, and this is where their run game and their variance comes to life. So they're going to run what we call split zone. So just a zone run action, zone read action, zone up front, and it's called split zone because the zone action's going this way with the zone blocking, and they're going to split and cut their tight end. Greg Olsen's going to come back across the formation to take care of the backside blocking. The Seahawks run this concept an awful lot. So they have a split zone. Here's your first read opportunity. Number two, and they'll do this in play action pass. Greg Olsen comes out in the pass. This would be a second option. Number three would be Cam Newton's ability, if everything crashes down, to run it. And then ultimately, well, one more little wrinkle here with Ted Ginn that comes off of all of this action on a little fly sweep for about 15 yards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, different formations, different movements, different sets. And as much as anything, and watch this Sunday, watch how they layer their program. They're going to come out in the first quarter and they're going to just run zone. In the next time they come out in a similar set and matchup, well, they're going to run that play pass off of it. The next time, well, they're going to run what looks like a play pass, but they're going to pitch it to Ted Ginn coming down the outside. So just a variety of looks that the Panthers throw at you, the tempo with which they do it in their no-huddle offense. Yeah, and the challenge of being really physical right here, where it all starts, and owning the line of scrimmage, a big reason why this guy's the MVP and the Panthers are playing for a world championship.